And then I remember I learned this because one day I was in the emergency room and a patient came in with 3 gunshot wounds. And so this person's dying, right? And it's like, we're going to do everything that we can, but holy shit, we don't know if this person's going to live or die. We just can't do it. And this is one of the best hospitals on the planet, right? Amazing attending, this brilliant trauma surgeon. And we just can't save this. We don't know. And think about how advanced medicine is. Think about all these tools we have. We have antibiotics and we have MRIs and CT scans. And we literally we can take someone's heart out of their body and we can give them somebody else's heart and we can replace your heart. We can replace your kidneys, but we can't save a life. So there may be graft versus host disease. You never know. So that's number one. Second thing is just dissolve the ego. The moment that you dissolve your ego, which is if we look at things there are even studies now of psychedelics, for example, and psychedelics and trauma. And if you look at the studies of people who use psychedelics for the healing of trauma, you can predict whether there will be a therapeutic improvement based on the type of psychedelic experience they have. So if I see cool colors and patterns, I won't be healed. If I have specifically an ego death experience, that's what correlates with healing. So a lot of and this is also what the yogis and the Buddhist people and Buddha and all these people figured out, is the more that you dissolve your ego, the more content you will be.
What do you mean when you say dissolve the ego?
What are you?
Person.
What does that mean?
I guess my experience of me is thoughts and identity.
What is identity?
A sense of self, a story that I tell myself.
So those are 2 different things. Which one are you really? So if I were to ask, who is Chris Williamson, what would you say?
Person? Podcaster?
Okay, so this is where there's certain specific features of the ego. So Chris Williamson is ... is a factor of your ahamkar or your ego. Podcaster, man, Chad, savior, loser, whatever.
All of those.
But the truth of the matter is, scientifically, those are not real things, right? I can't biopsy you and find a podcaster. These are abstractions of the mind. Loser, winner, what does that mean? One person has a trophy, one person doesn't have a trophy. That's what makes them a winner or loser. But what if someone cheats? Is a cheater a winner? No, those are 2 different things. But hold on a second. I thought we said winners have trophies, right? So these are all abstractions of the mind. And your first answer was the correct one, which is that you are that which experiences this person's life. You are a sense of experience. That's it. The rest of it is glommed on. And if we sort of think about it, right? So even if we think about the things that we think of as our identity. So a man having an identity as a man can change nowadays. So I've always been Alok, sort of, but I wasn't always a doctor. I wasn't always a father, but I was still me. So if you really look at the true essence of what you are,